104.5 The Team, your home for big board sports, 10 to noon every weekday. Joining us right now, Chris Honorado, a little thing we call Section Tuesday. Now, please don't be fooled. It's not just Section 2 sports. It's just a cute and playful name to use on a Tuesday to talk about local stuff going on. Now, first things first, Kevin Huerter, I've seen him projected 20th to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, okay. I saw 21. Jonathan Gavoni of ESPN's got him 21 to Utah. So we're all kind of in the same range here, right? That anything 16 to 25 is what we'll call the sweet spot. As high as 16 to Phoenix. I think it's a little too high probably for where he ends up. And as far down as 25 to the
fair
Lakers.
Skin. Do you want to be in Phoenix? No.
But what about LA?
I think everybody wants to be in LA no matter what.
I know.
I think that's a whole.
You find enough SPF 50 to make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like he has to go to like Costco and get the big jugs of it, but it's worth it.
You put him out in the desert. No, it's not good for any of us.
A big guy like me, I'm not going out there.
I saw CBS Sports and Sports Illustrated both had him 18 to the Spurs because of Kawhi Leonard and what his role could be there with Leonard potentially moving. Maybe that would be a good fit there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, does San Antonio become less attractive because of what's going on with Kawhi Leonard if you're Kevin Huerter? Look, we'd all love to be drafted in the NBA no matter what the team is other than Sacramento. So does San Antonio become less attractive if you're like, are you pumped up about going to San Antonio? How many years does Popovich have left and all that?
You still are a part. You become a fixture instead of an ensemble piece, right? So, I mean, I could sell it to myself no matter what.
Sure.
And Herter's confident in his abilities. So
I love the Utah idea. I really do.
I don't hate that either.
Donovan Mitchell should be Rookie of the Year. He won't be, but he should be.
Right.
I like that fit.
That might be the cleanest, fastest. Well, Minnesota though, rolling around with Jimmy Butler and everybody. I mean, that would be a blast as well. I think this is great for like Knicks fans. This is the latest I've had to pay attention to a draft in years. Like normally by the 10th pick, I have no reason to pay attention. So this is great. Thank you, Kevin Huerter.
I guess for me, the question I'll ask is that I've gone through this before because with the Syracuse basketball fan base, there's always this, he should have came back for another season because Maryland fan, like college basketball fan, is frustrated they lost one of their better players. It's going to be viewed for success for Kevin Huerter no matter where he goes in the first round, right? Even if he's the 30th pick, going in the first round, is that almost the confirmation that you made the right call leaving college? I would think, right?
Yes, I think so. And I've been on this from the beginning. Not so much this year's because I've continued to think he would leave after his junior year. But if you're not going to be a top 5 pick, like I would rather be drafted into a better situation than just a higher draft. Like, hey, I went. So if Huerter goes 21st and he really likes the Utah fit as opposed to 12th, I don't know who picks 12th, but as opposed to 12th, who cares at the end of the day? Like the NBA is about getting your second, guys, you know this as a Syracuse fan, it's about getting your second contract, not your first contract. Now the guaranteed salary in the first year with the 21st pick would be about $2.1 million. Really good.
Right.
And look, if you play all 4 years of your rookie contract or a 5 or a 5th year even, you're going to make some good money. There's no doubt. Excess of $10 million. But it's about getting that second contract in the NBA. And that's why if I'm Kevin Huerter, I think they have the understanding no matter what the number is next to our draft pick, we'd rather go into a better situation where we're going to be successful long term in this league.
I love it. Chris Honorado with us right now, of course, from News Channel 13 and Big Board Sports. So the other draft story isn't going to be for a couple years, but JG3, he's down to 6 schools.
Yeah, man.
So I gotta rat Gaz out for this one.
Let's do it.
So Gaz is thinking like, each one of us has a rooting interest in where he might go. Like I'm a Michigan fan, so I want him to go to Michigan.
Okay.
Gaz, of course, bleeds orange for Cuse. He wants to go to Cuse. He said, Chris has got red hair. He's probably a Notre Dame fan. He can.
He's not wrong.
Okay, all right. See, sometimes stereotypes are appropriate. Apparently, yeah. I was just shocked it was Gaz doing it. Like Gaz is always the one who's like, let's judge each individual.
How do stereotypes come about?
Usually based on years of some form of fact.
Is the Notre Dame leprechaun typically always redheaded?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah.
And there's no sun in South Bend.
Now, I could have said, there is no sun. I've been there many times, and there is no sun in South Bend. I could have said, no, I'm not a Notre Dame fan, but I wouldn't have been offended because everything else would have kind of lined up. I think Mike Bray is the best college basketball coach in the country, given the talent he gets every single year. That team overachieves every single year, in my opinion. So you've got 6 choices. Notre Dame's one of them. Penn State, Rogers got a rooting interest. You have Michigan, you have Duke, you have Syracuse, of course, and you have Boston College. The Penn State choice, to me, that surprised me, but when we had Gerard on the show yesterday morning, he said they were his first Power 5 conference offer. And I think he said they offered him before his sophomore year. So he said they've been loyal to me all along.
Wow.
I don't know what my decision is yet, but I at least owe them being in this top 6. So he's going to go from 6 to 1. This is what he told us yesterday was he's not going to whittle it down to 3 and now to 1. He's going to go from of course I would draw this thing out completely.
Yeah, I would call you guys once a day.
In 2 weeks I'd be down to 5, and in a month I'd be down to 4, and
Right, and then I would walk in here with 2 hats.
Right.
And I'd put one on.
Right.
And then, hopefully that's really the school I wanted.
Yeah. The tough part about this, though, and I think, Chris, just be prepared. I already pitched this to Digital Doug that you might be a part of a mini-series on our videos of us pleading for our favorite teams to get Joseph Girard into 3rd. But he has to, as a teenager, pick up the phone, I would think, and call these coaches. We did this a little bit with Joe Cremo, where Cremo had told us, look, I'm going to take it out of my day. I'm going to take the effort, because they took the effort out of their day, to let them know that I'm not coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tough, especially with social media, especially with
Who's
fans.
a young man, too.
Here's the thing. Who's the most difficult coach on the list to call and say no to?
It's got to be Beeline, right?
I was going to say Coach K.
I would say Beeline because his dad played for him at Lemoyne, right?
Oh. Yeah, I know. You could have Dad make that call, maybe even.
Oh, you can't hide behind Dad.
You got to make the calls. You got to make the calls.
Right. But I was thinking like that's somebody.
To me, it's Coach K too. How
Yeah?
do you call Coach K and tell him no, thanks?
Don't you feel
I'm good here.
Don't you feel like K's grizzled enough at this point where you just, all right, well, I really wanted to have you on the Olympic teams at some point, but apparently not. Okay, fine.
Boeheim could say the same thing,
right? Well, Boeheim, I just think would hang up on you. He'd just be like, whatever.
I get it. It snows 30 feet here a year.
Right,
I get why you're saying
right.
no. To Chris's point, what does Coach K say in return? Why did you say no? Was it the campus? It's beautiful. Was it the education? It's fantastic.
Yep.
Was it our winning? It's tough to figure out why. There's almost, the beautiful girl. What did I do wrong here? I know it's not me.
Yeah.
I know it's got to be you.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there more pressure?
The Costanza.
Yeah. It's not me. You. Is there more pressure on Joseph Girard III to get this right and go to a big school because Cremo, a local guy, is going to Villanova and that's so big? Is that factor in any way that you might be able to play each other?
It shouldn't. I mean, people who are from the Capital Region or currently live in the Capital Region, if we just zero in on college basketball success, Jimmer Fredette won National Player of the Year. Does it matter to anybody who was at BYU and it wasn't at Syracuse who also wanted him? No. Jimmer is easily one of the most successful college basketball players out of this area, and he may be the most.
Probably.
If we're going to go Sam...
He was a national story every night.
No doubt. And if we're going to go Sam Perkins, it was a different time, but he won a national championship at North Carolina. So was it Greg Kubek? He went to 4 straight Final Fours at Duke. There are a number of different names we can throw around here, and to me, it doesn't matter necessarily where you do it. And listen, these 6 schools are all Power 5 conference schools. So it doesn't matter which one he chooses or doesn't choose. He's going to play at a very, very high level, the highest of levels when it comes to college hoops.
Chris Honorado with us, Section Tuesday right now on 104.5 The Team.
Our YouTube page on 104.5 The Team. You guys, speaking about Jimmer Fredette, had him on the show today. What is Jimmer Fredette up to?
So Jimmer this is, to me, the biggest change in the basketball tournament this year is that Jimmer is not going to coach Team Fredette. He's going to play. And we've known that for some time, but we've just had a chance to catch up with Jimmer and one of his teammates, E.J. Gallup from Gloversville. Jimmer's back from China, averaged 37 points a game over there last year. He was second in the league in scoring, got Shanghai to the playoffs again. He has another year on his contract. It's guaranteed. So so we asked him, why didn't you play last year? Why play this year? He said he was a free agent last year, wanted to make sure he got the contract in China with Shanghai, so he decided to sit last year out, but he's got the guarantee contract the second year coming back. So he says, I want to play. I want to play in the States. It's been a couple of years since I've been able to play in front of an American crowd. I get to play with some friends and former BYU teammates of mine, and they are a 2 seed in the Midwest. So their first game will be in Columbus, Ohio. If they're fortunate enough, they'll get all the way to Baltimore to play in the championship game. The other side of the bracket is the 1 seed Boeheim's Army, and an interesting potential second-round matchup. The 8 seed, I believe they're the 8 or the 9, I don't remember, but they're the 8-9 matchup is the Siena alum team. So that could be a Boeheim's Army, Saints Alive matchup in the second round. But Jimmer sounds good. He's pumped to be playing in this format. And despite saying all of the right things, this is an audition to get back into the NBA. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be on ESPN. Ooh. They're going to be NBA people at these games. And if there aren't, the video's easily accessible. It's against talent that I think NBA scouts perhaps, quote, respect more than what is in the Chinese Basketball Association. So for sure, this is a play to get back into the NBA. The NBA game has changed. It may fit Jimmer's game a little bit more to play 8 to 10 minutes off a bench somewhere. I don't know, but that is certainly at the root of what he's doing here in addition to just play in America again.
Chris, before I let you go, we've been talking about this a little bit. Because of the popularity of the NBA draft, if Herter goes top 20, is that a bigger achievement than Ian Anderson going third in the MLB draft?
Boy, that's a great question.
Thank you. I thought about it myself.
That is a great question. So, like...
Because, I mean, you go to the MLB draft. It's an amazing accomplishment. He probably got more money up front than what Herter will end up getting. Because he got like $4 or $5 million. I thought.
4.5.
Yeah.
He went under slot. The Braves said, we want you and we'll take you third, but we're going to pay you less than the slot money, which I think was $6 million. It might have been 6. It was 6 or 6.5 a couple of years back for the third overall pick, and Anderson agreed to 4.5.
Right.
So Herter will get more money.
Oh, he will. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the popularity of the NBA draft, bigger achievement to go top 20? I don't think I've ever seen Speechless.
This
before.
is tough, Chris. Yeah. I'll give you my answer before I'm
going to say no.
Here. Okay, all right.
I'm going to say no.
Right. Scoreboard. I'm third. You're 20th.
All right. I'm going to say I get the popularity of it. Here's the difference: is that the impact is sooner for an NBA rookie than so like. Here's the thing: if Ian Anderson ends up having a great Major League Baseball career, they're going to talk about him being the third overall pick back in 2015 or whatever it was. Right. If Herter ends up having a great NBA career, we're never really going to talk about where he was drafted. Okay, does that make some sense?
Yep, absolutely. I like that. That's one trade.
It's a little bit different than what I thought. I thought Herter's going to be in the NBA if he's 20. Now he might spend some time in the D League his rookie season, but more than likely,
I doubt it. Yeah,
more than likely he's going to get in and play. Ian Anderson could be the third overall pick and never make the majors.
Very possible. Yeah. Yep, very possible.
You're all wrong. Derek Brown, first round of the Giants, but no, just kidding.
We love DB.
Love you, DB. All right, Chris, thank you so much, man. Have a great day.
Thanks, boys.